The thing about Yesterday is that even with the wealth of the Beatles songs, Jack Malik is still broke. You know how it ends. Jack and Ellie get married and obla-di, obla-da, life goes on. But they left something out, the so-called alternate ending, which actually wraps things up nearly perfectly, answering more questions than it leaves.
By the way, I have actually been writing that song I said I'd write for your wedding. One of my own, at last. About you.
But they didn't use it for some reason. And following Jack from point A to point B, it really makes me wonder why. So right off the bat, let me just say, I can't play an instrument and I can't sing. But I really wish I could do both. And that's because to all of us, music is like a language that maybe we can't all speak, but we can at least all understand. And not necessarily in a conscious way, which is my favorite part. It's more as intuition. We feel it in our stomachs, in our hearts, and in our heads. Nothing moves me more than music. And I know a lot of you would say the same. And that's why I wish I could move others with music of my own. But like I said, I can't play an instrument and I can't sing. I just don't have the wiring for it, I think. Which really sucks because I like to make things. And I don't just mean YouTube videos, although this is fun, but other things that let me be creative. Because nothing makes me feel as good as when I get to express myself creatively. It's my favorite way to affect people. Usually I'll try it in writing or performing in some way, but what better way is there to say something than with a really great song? What better way is there to say, I miss you, I love you, I'm sorry. It's poetry set to a melody, and it can make me feel like anything is possible, like I'm on top of the world, or even rip my heart out, but in a good way. Or it can leave me without any words at all, or simultaneously with all the words, all rolled into a single harmony that plays the strings of my heart, and I instantly know. Which takes me back to yesterday. Today. This movie is so much more than it may seem at first glance. At the center, there's Jack Malik, played by Himesh Patel. This isn't a review per se, but suffice it to say, he's great. And he deserves the accolades, really understated, with an everyman quality that really lets you slip into his shoes. Jack Malik is a musician, an artist, and he sings, and he sings, and he sings, and he gives. But he's bereft of reciprocation. There's snap and crackle, but no pop, at least in the beginning. After the Beatles' music disappears from the world, he takes on the songs as his own, and you would think people would love him right away, and that's what he thinks too. But it doesn't work. Even with the melody of Let It Be at his fingertips, he's still left wanting the seemingly impossible, which leads to one of my favorite and I think most pivotal moments in the movie, when he says, "It's not the music, it's me."
It's me, that's the problem, that's the awful truth, the revelation. I know the songs are strong, but no one's interested still. Jack Malik's the problem.
That's not true.
It is.
The songs, I know they're good, so it must be me. There's something wrong with me. And I think that's a fear a lot of us have when it comes to creative expression. That we can try our hardest, that we can pour our hearts out, but people still won't like us. We just aren't good enough. And no matter how hard we try, it just won't make a difference. So we might as well just give up, right? A drama teacher once said to me that I had no charisma. And when you're trying out acting, hearing someone say that is a death nail. Because that's just another way of saying you have no talent. And maybe she was right. Maybe I don't. And odds are I'll never be good enough. But I still tried anyway. I couldn't help it. I had to try. And not in spite of what she said, but because when you've got something caught inside of you, when you've got that urge way deep down, you can't just let it sit there. It can't be placated. And it can only be sated by putting it all out there. Like writing it all down, getting up on stage or in front of a camera, or by singing your heart out, which is what Jack does. even when the summer song continues to get nowhere, it's because as a song, it's heartless. He knows it, and we know it. Yeah, it's got a decent melody, but it's empty. It's bubblegum.
I'm struggling to find the words. I hated it, but I wasn't interested in it enough to listen to it again to find out why.
But when the world turns around and falls in love with him for the music, the Beatles music, it fills them up, but not Jack. Now, there is some moral and ethical conflict here, like theft, of course, and he wrestles with that, but that's not what I'm trying to get at here. But it is because the songs weren't his own that they don't satiate him. He's only half full, or half empty, depending on how you look at it. You know? My point is, you can't get fully fueled with someone else's creativity. No matter how many times I've sung along to one of the Beatles songs and wished I'd written it, I know none of them will ever be mine, so I could never be a true artist that way. Which is why I never understood shows like American Idol. Not that I ever watched it. About 99% of the time, all they do is sing covers. I suppose that's why they call it American Idol and not American Artist, because I really don't care how well you can sing Bridge Over Troubled Water. It's not your song. The beauty of that song belongs to Simon and Garfunkel, not you. If you rely on that, you're a performer, not an artist. I could appreciate you, but I couldn't idolize you. There's a lot of people that can carry a tune, but that's just your voice. We want your heart. It has to come from there. And I think Jack knows that all too well, which is why he can't take credit anymore. And I'd feel the same way. Now, this is where the movie starts to wrap itself up, but I do wish that the movie had gone with its alternate ending, where Jack sings his song that is his marriage proposal.
Such a beautiful night to make a change in our lives. East Anglian sky, empty bottle of wine. I got you by my side, talking about love and life. Oh, how lucky am I when I look in your eyes.
And this time, it's got everything. The snap, the crackle, and the pop. Because it came from the heart, his heart. We know it, and he knows it. It's such a fitting end for his arc and for the movie that I'm really surprised they didn't use it. The theatrical ending is okay, but I think it really lessens the impact of his inner struggle and getting to touch someone. You know, getting to the way deep down. That's what I hope for too. That's what I long for. When my heart pours itself out, I wonder, will it be caught this time? Or will it splatter into a million pieces onto the chalk-stained sidewalk? You can never know. I'm Adam Lee. Thanks for watching. Please like the video if you liked it and subscribe if you really liked it. Until then, stay real.